I wish to continue so that I may shoot. I want to shoot in Boltgun 40K. Shoot. Shoot. Ah! That skull scared me. Hi everyone, welcome back to Boltgun. It's loud. I don't know why it's so loud. Didn't remember my settings from last time. So it's been over a week since I played this because I was at a convention, as you know. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for being here. This game made a bit of an impression. I forgot I only had 3 weapons at this point. Like, I thought I had more than that, but then I remember that's Zorch and Slayer's X. That gives you more weapons pretty early. I love that you can actually ascend with your chainsaw. Oh man. Yeah, I was in the mood for this. I really was. I was like... I'm playing a bunch of Next Fest demos, and some are shoot, and some are not. And... this is good shoot. I may end up getting that Space Marine game. Especially if they keep the quality high like this. You know, again, this is a different type of shoot, as that one is much more AAA. But this one's pretty good then. And this one edges you, like, hard with the weapons. Takes so long to get new weapons. But that's good, I like it. I like that. I like that I want to find out what the next weapon even is. I thought I got a flamethrower, and then remembered yet again that that was Zorch. Now remember, don't Zorch yourself too much in hot weather, because that is how you get yourself killed. Too many people Zorching in the summer, and then they end up dehydrating their hogs, and, you know, listen, even if it's an inverse hog, be sure not to Zorch in overly hot weather. That's my advice for you. Thank you. This game is a mix of challenging and also you feeling powerful. It strikes a really nice balance, I think. Not that it's like a perfect video game or anything, but it absolutely achieves what I thought I was going to get, and I got that, and then maybe a little bit more. So that, to me, is a success. Today, during this video of Warhammer, I'm going to be talking about Indiana Jones a little bit. But before I do that, I just want to thank people for checking out the Kickstarter to Greg's Alien movie, Forbidden Sky. It is almost at its goal. And people really came through. And again, even if it's just a corny alien movie, but it, you know, again, knowing the script to a large degree, I can say it's got, like, it feels like real Hollywood movie. To a degree. But it knows what it is, and it also seems like it's gonna have a little bit of character stuff in there that's good. I mean, who knows, it might end up being the Room of alien movies, but it'll be fun. And, Tommy will be in some of it. I still don't know how I ended up... It's weird that I got involved in this in any way, shape, or form, but I just want to thank people for checking out the Kickstarter if they did. Greg said a lot of people go up to him at, you know, screenings of The Room and mention that I'm how they discovered The Room or how they heard about this alien movie in the first place, and it inspired them to check out the Kickstarter. Again, crowdfunding is a little bit sketch, and I don't blame anyone for a second if they end up not checking this out. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just an alien movie made by the guy from The Room that is not Tommy Wiseau. So anyway, long story short, it's about to reach its goal, if it hasn't already by the time you've watched this. And so it looks like it's actually gonna happen. I needed a reason to go out to Roswell at some point. And yeah, this is a good fucking reason to do it. Definitely. But yeah, anyway, regardless, I'm happy people are excited about the things I'm excited about and are willing to, even if they spent a couple bucks on the Kickstarter, like $5, whatever, you know, we get to now make a silly movie. Wait, did I come from this way? I think I did. I say we, I'm not gonna be that involved, not on the same level as Greg, or any of his associates by any degree. I'm just helping with a couple little things, and throwing in an opinion, maybe a suggestion, and hopefully also getting, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a little cameo, so that's nice. So no, I haven't seen the new Indiana Jones movie, but my friend Tyler desperately wants to see it, just because he needs closure, and because how could he not? Like, it's his favorite movie franchise, pretty much. Though I think we're both, I don't know how about him to like 100% of it, I don't want to make a conclusion here, but I'm pretty sure he also feels the way I do, which is, let's just get this over with. It seems like the first 20 minutes of the movie is actually really good. This is what people seem to be saying, and then the rest of it is just, how can we tear apart Indiana Jones and make him feeble and, you know, just a mess of a script? I'm gonna be the judge of that myself. I'm gonna actually figure that out when I watch the movie, of course, but this is, you know, this is what people seem to be saying, but critics and actual humans are, I've learned, very different things. But yeah, I couldn't not see this movie. Listen, I've seen every Indiana Jones except Crystal Skull dozens of times. And anyway, Mike and Rich did a review on Temple of Doom. I know I've talked about Temple of Doom before, but that's the movie that I have the most intense memories about, aside from some scenes in Last Crusade, which I love. But Temple of Doom was both, as a kid, it was both extremely scary, really fun. Yeah, scary and fun. That's the best way to describe it. It felt like an amusement park ride at times. And it seems Mike and Rich feel the same way generally. More Mike than Rich. It seems like he likes the movie more and has watched it more. But yeah, I'm gonna say as a kid, that was the one that I probably watched the most. Raiders I came to later on in life and grew to appreciate it because it is just like a near perfect movie, in my opinion. But I do feel like Temple of Doom is the most fun in a lot of ways. And even if Spielberg and Lucas regret it, or mainly Spielberg, whatever, it still, to me, is a great movie. It's just very purposefully cheesy and like Saturday morning cereal kind of stuff. And I just like that it doesn't really take itself too seriously. Yes, it's got problems, and its portrayal of peoples is obviously, you know, 80s and dumb and extremely inaccurate. But that's the thing, it's extremely over the top. And you know, I as a kid never thought like, oh, that's the way these people are, even as a child. But you know, that's the thing about fantasy versus reality. I think when you watch a silly movie, you can usually, most people I think, can usually tell, oh, this is a silly movie. And if they can't, well, you know, how much hope is there? But I do feel like Temple of Doom gets a bad rap as a bad movie. And I agree with Mike and Rich to a degree that it is wildly entertaining and just extremely pulpy. Yeah, I like the pulp movies. Very flawed, but that might be another reason why I kind of like it. And also, there's a lot of scenes where Indiana Jones is fighting, and they just film him from behind because Harrison Ford... It's a stunt double. I think it's Vic Armstrong who's doing the stunts because Harrison Ford fucked up his back really bad. And I think he couldn't film for like 6 weeks. So they just filmed around him and then did a lot of stuff with his stunt double. But yeah, there's been a whole thing about, and I'm sure I'll talk about this after I see Indy 4, but, you know, who's the next Indiana Jones? You know, who's gonna be the next Indiana Jones? No one! Of course, Disney and whoever had the decision to greenlight this movie, I know Harrison Ford wanted to do it, and I can't blame him because Indiana Jones is the role of a lifetime. But they're gonna try to keep pumping this franchise for as much money as possible because they spent a lot of money and they want to make a lot of money. So get ready for lots of Indiana Jones stuff going forward, and I think just don't. You know, it's okay to let it end. It should have ended at 3. Oh, new weapon. Like a machine gun version of the bolter. Yeah. Turns out I'm not invincible during this. It only kind of felt that way for a second. gotta get some health right now. If there even is any health. Need help. Need help real bad right about now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I did it. I did it. I did it, I think. Pretty sure I got most of them. Oh, there was health in there the whole time. Fuck. Whoa, music. What are you doing? Whoa, music. Music just got kind of weird. Just a moment. So as I was saying, just to finish my thoughts, I also respect that Temple of Doom is such a wildly different sequel. Like, yeah, it's completely different from Raiders. And I love Last Crusade, but Temple of Doom is extremely, extremely different, and I think it is... For all the shit that movie gets, it really should be applauded for not just being a retread of the first movie. And, it is in the movie's favor, because it stands out in my mind as a result of that. But yeah, I don't think there needs to be another Indiana Jones. I think we can just let it lie. I mean, they did Young Indiana Jones, and that was kind of cool because the budget was really high for a TV show of that caliber, and it had you know, Indy as a kid. So it's not like they're trying to recast Harrison Ford with someone like Alden Ehrenreich, who did a fine job in Solo. But yeah, no one can really kind of get close to Harrison Ford. I mean, there are people that have a different thing that is also cool. But there is a very, very specific Harrison Ford swagger that is very, very difficult to replicate. And, that's why I just don't think they need to recast Indiana Jones. And like, it's not a title. You know, like James Bond or whatever they, you know, trying to do with... Maybe that is a title. That's fine if you want to do that. But Indiana Jones, that's the dude's name. However, I remember seeing something about this online. Like, someone said they wouldn't mind seeing a short round series. So Ki Kwan ended up being an amazing actor. He's really good. He's got a lot of heart. And I do think that if they brought him back as just a different character who learned a lot from Indy, you could even have Harrison Ford cameo if you want to. You could just have him, like, do a scene to, like... That would be actually really good. So, the main adventurer is Ki Kwan. He's got a couple other people that, you know, kind of like Indy had Sala and Marcus Brody. You could have him in a new cast, like, of supporting characters, and at one point, you know, halfway through the movie, he has to find Harrison Ford. He has to find Indiana Jones, who's maybe, you know, he's just retired. And he needs his knowledge. Not him running around hitting things with a whip like he's 20 years old, but actually using the Professor Jones part of, you know, Dr. Jones. I think that would be really cool, and that way you can give Harrison Ford a scene with him, have him do some, you know, exposition, and then Ki Kwan, as Short Round, has to go and do the adventure. And it doesn't have to be the same thing as Indiana Jones. Like, maybe Short Round doesn't whip things or punch things as much. Maybe the tone of the movie's a little different. But I also agree with Mike and Rich, specifically Mike, in his assessment that Indiana Jones, the more characterization he gets, the less you really want to, like, the action scenes just become a little bit more ridiculous, especially Crystal Skull. That's also just Crystal Skull being Crystal Skull. So, I don't know, I kind of feel like, and this is, again, having not seen the new one, which I'm sure will have some fun discussion around it in a couple days. But yeah, maybe there is something to the adventure serial with action and not a ton of characterization. But you could do something different and still have it be set in that universe, and still have the fun parts of exploring, like, temples and, you know, like, again, and Ki Kwan was in the Goonies, and you can even do something a little bit like that, too. Fuck. Oh, one more hit and I'm dead. Great. Oh god, they're really going for that Doom 26 thing, 16 thing here, but even, like, to a further extent. Or maybe not a further extent, but just the amount of enemies in this arena. There's a lot of them. Good. I did it. Alright. It's more managing your resources that are on the field, knowing when to get them, knowing when to find them. And keeping an eye open for power-ups so that you can use them while you're fighting, as opposed to what I just did, which is to say, you know, after the fighting is over. So, alright, well, anyway, in regards to the Indiana Jones things, again, I'm just a big fan, and it's something to talk about. I like having random things to talk about, especially if I'm pre-recorded, because I don't have a chat, so it's nice to have a topic to discuss that I am, you know, something I'm passionate about to a degree. And, love those movies, grew up with them, still watch them from time to time, and I don't have a lot of hope for Indy 4, but we'll talk about it after I see it. The Hey Vern, it's me, Ernest. Venerable Bastion. See, no one remembers Ernest anymore. Ernest was the fucking funniest dude in the planet for a short time there. And my funniest meme for one day. Did I just go down to 4 health from, like, full? That didn't happen, right? No.
Pulping things is awesome. I love the pulp things. When we made Dead Space 3, we knew that we wanted to pulp things. Because pulping is awesome. Once in a while, I like to pulp myself to a pulp. And I get myself all pulped up and ready for action. Because pulping is cool.
Alright, well, you can make the next Dead Space then. Good interview. We would love to have you on our team.
Thank you. Pulping is sick. I love when blood splatters and cocks shatter.
That's really wonderful. Now, go and make Dead Space 3. This is your legacy.
Yep.
And meanwhile, that's, like, probably exactly how it didn't happen. Studios were probably like, hey, why don't we? Why you come back to life? Oh, you fuck. You gotta blow them up real good. Meanwhile, the studios were like, we need to make an action game because that's what's in the market right now. Those are really popular, the Call of Duties and all the other ones.
We are the Dutessants, and we must shoot. And only the Freemen can shoot for us.
That made no sense whatsoever. But hey, I guess I can kind of do a Vortigaunt voice a little bit. Fuck you. Oh, they become more powerful. I'm actually looking forward to that Amnesia game that is already out. I've heard very good things about it from people who I know like a good horror game that isn't just garbage. Like, I liked the previous Amnesia game fine. There were things I liked about it, there were things I didn't, but I got through it, and I mostly don't remember it, except a couple things, but it was fine. It had a series of interesting ideas, for sure, but it didn't blow me away. I think the new one seems more to my liking, and it's not a particularly long game, which is great for me. And yeah, there are people who like that kind of survival horror, and said it's really good. So I'm excited for that. That and Dead Space. The remake. After how good Resident Evil 4 turned out, for me at least, I would say that the Dead Space remake I've heard equally good things about. If not, maybe even that it's a little bit, like, more faithful, even. But we'll see. Halloween is going to be stacked this year. There's other stuff too. I don't remember what it was, but I remember there being some good shit for Spooktober this year. Lies in the Vaseline we are. Look at where it auto-saved. It auto-saved right before I failed the jump. Amazing. Just looking for power-ups. I think the power-up that I missed was the only one, maybe. heard you. Ooh, you're an aspiring champion, aren't you? Fucking die! Oh, I'm really enjoying the gameplay loop. I wonder if they would get sued if they had it so that if you chainsawed an enemy, treats would pop out, like health power-ups and ammo and armor. Can you only do that in Doom? I wonder. Some companies copyright mechanics. I heard someone say in my chat the other day that Nintendo copyrighted the Ascend ability from Tears of the Kingdom. And while I don't put that past Nintendo, that's real scummy if true. I don't know if I believe it. That's like almost like villainous. But didn't Namco copyright? If I'm not mistaken, Namco was like the one that copyrighted playing mini games during loading screens. I mean, again, I could be wrong on that. Maybe it wasn't Namco. Maybe it was Bamco. Namco Bandai. Bamco Nandai. But yeah, I think copywriting game mechanics is how you stifle innovation, because there are games. Imagine if Nintendo copyrighted the jump from Mario. Like, where would games be? The whole medium suffers when you can't innovate, and, you know, sure, you're gonna lose some sales in the short term, but expanding the industry with innovation is good for everyone, really, and it has been extremely good to Nintendo. But yeah, I don't think Bethesda actually did put a copyright on their rip and tear mechanic. Thank you, Servo Skull, for the informations, as always. Best friend is Servo Skull. Man, thank God for yellow splooge. Otherwise, how would I know where to go? Out of context, that sounds really good too, but just in general. Thank you, yellow splooge. Whoa! No. No! No coming back from that one, hey pal. Oh, we are very low on health. Yes, great. Beautiful. Does that say Gex 3? Was there ever a Gex 3? No, there was a Gex 2. What a great, great character Gex was. Maybe. Hollywood reference, funny quip, Hollywood reference, funny quip about Hollywood actor, and collectathon. That was the Gex series in a nutshell. And Gex as a character. At least he made me laugh. I don't know if he still would make me laugh, but at the time, I laughed. And for those that don't know, Gex was a platforming icon back during the PS1 and 64 days. I had the N64 version. Wait, I rented it, rather. I didn't have it. And I played a little bit of one on a demo disc as well. The PS1 version. I don't remember which one I played, but yeah, Gex was a wisecracking gecko that would platform and collect things. Controls were not amazing. They were serviceable at best. But, you know, at least Gex was, quippy. Thank you, Gex. I don't even remember getting that. Thank you, Gex. Remember to thank Gex every 20 minutes. exit located somewhere around here. Oh boy, this is gonna be an intense one, isn't it? Alright, well in that case I need a moment to prepare. Okay. I'm ready. I have to start figuring out dinner. I really didn't have much of a chance to... Whoa, freeze. I didn't really have much of a chance to do pre-record today. But I had a little time to squeeze some gameplay in. The fuck is this maze of an arena? And I'm going to be streaming a little bit later, so an hour seems good. I don't mind playing a game like this in hour-long chunks. At some point, maybe I'll do, if I end up finishing this game, and I may because I'm enjoying it, but if I do end up finishing it, and playing more of it, I might do more than 1 hour. But until then, I've just been playing so much goddamn Zelda that I haven't really done much pre-record stuff, and I know it's optional. Like, I don't feel burdened by the pre-records. It's nice to have things to upload, and the algorithm likes it. But I also just like to feel like I've accomplished something. So it's nice to have some gameplay to upload, whatever it is. Even if it's just once a day, like an hour of something, or even a 40-minute, like, check out a demo kind of thing. But yeah, once Zelda's over, I'm gonna try to continue doing my range of pre-records. Whether it be random new stuff or whatever. And if, you know, if I don't have anything to pre-record, then I just won't do it. Like, I know that... Like, Germa only streams once a week sometimes. Once every 2 weeks. I don't have the luxury of Germa's massive audience that he 100% built by working hard, but, you know, I'm a lazy motherfucker, so... That, and I think Germa's just naturally funnier, but that's, you know, matter of opinion per person. Regardless, he can do once every week or two. I feel like that works well for him. And he's also busy doing a bunch of other stuff, too. Like, now that he's working with creators... Like, he got a new job. Trying to foster other creators into doing creative shit. I don't know what company it is. I forgot the name of it. He told me in person. I know he tweeted about it. But, yeah, no, and he spends months preparing his bits. So if all I'm doing is playing a video game for an hour, I try to make that happen. But that said, I don't feel obligated. I know most of you would be fine if I only streamed a couple times a week, and quality over quantity is fine. I just happen to like quantity as well. And even just checking out a new game that seems interesting for an hour each day, that's no problem. I like having things to do. If I end up doing more with music, just in general, I mean, like, say, you know, there's shows, or there's, like, anything that becomes more of a thing, I would probably stream and record a little less. God damn it. Always fucking happens. I always find the power up too late. But that said, as I've said many times, I don't see myself quitting doing video game stuff. I don't see myself quitting streaming because I'm lucky I can even continue doing this, and it is a privilege to do so. And I love it. I really love it. So yeah, I don't think... There have been people who have, you know, emailed me or mentioned at like a convention or whatever, are you planning on doing this or retiring now that you're successful? Or if your music career ever takes off, will you just stop that? And as I've said in a previous stream, the streaming wasn't just a way to become internet famous or to then, you know, like Trojan horse my way into music as a career. There was never... I started doing this and didn't make money for like 4 years, nearly. And there was never really any hope of that. Like, becoming internet famous was not really something I expected. Sure, I worked hard for it too. I got lucky, I pushed for it, but essentially it was never a Trojan horse into, alright, now I can retire, or, oh, new career now. But anyway, forbidden knowledge. Hard game to put down, but my stomach is also telling me that I should eat because I have not eaten in a while, and it is now like around 6:15. I'll just clear out this room of heretics because they deserve it. I don't know if I'm fighting for the Horde, the Imperium, the Zengatsus, or whatever they're called, those aliens. I don't know what they're called. But I'm enjoying it. I think a lot of games could use a game like this, and games that obviously influence this. There's plenty. It's not just this, but just as a guide for how to make guns feel really good in a low poly, like throwback type FPS. Like this is the way you can make a game, even if it is very repetitive. I only have 4 weapons. Been playing, I guess we're up like over 2 hours of gameplay at this point. Only have 2 weapons. And yet, I never feel bored because the shooting is so fun. And the enemy hit reactions are good. The blood, the fucking sound effects. It's a really, really good example of how to do a game like this right. Okay. Gonna save right here. And I'm gonna get my dinner. So thank you everybody for watching. Once again, just an hour. Just gonna play, like I said, just played some Boltgun, but I'm gonna play more of this in the future because it's just a lot of fun. And I appreciate you watching and listening to me. As always, have a great day and see you next time. Hey, Pops.
Hey, Pops, does this thing work?
Sure does. I just oiled it.
Beautiful. Give it up,
Hey,
baby.
Pops, does this thing work? Hey,
Beautiful. Give it up, baby.